Hello, fellow sim racers. This is the old guy, Sim Racer, and I'm just going to throw out a quick vlog here concerning iRacing. Stay with me just for a moment. Years and years ago, long time ago, in college I had a mandatory class that I needed to take. I think it was mandatory. Anyway, it was Philosophy 101. And it was actually a fairly interesting class and course. And in that, there were two things that stuck in mind: the categorical imperative, which I have forgotten. But the one thing that I've never forgotten is this one philosopher came up with what is called the presupposition. And what the presupposition is that mentally, emotionally, intellectually, you hit a point where you can go no further. You just simply stop. Your own personal makeup, thoughts, core beliefs, all of that does have an end point to it. And the reason I bring that up is that I hit that with iRacing, and I just quite recently hit a point where I'm just fed up with the cost of iRacing and with the way that iRacing, in my opinion, manipulates and possibly even, we could go as far as to say, exploits the members. When iRacing first came into existence, it was kind of the only game in town for sim racers, for serious sim racers, and pay to play was an acceptable process. However, 5-6 years ago, people began opinionating that their business model was not sustainable, mostly because that you could easily see there was going to become a saturation of content, and that the series would become so numerous that it would be very difficult to keep them populated on a consistent basis. But I think that even for myself now really isn't quite so much an issue, because in iRacing you're going to find one or two or maybe three series that you enjoy, that you want to run and that you want to race. But the costs just keep going up. And iRacing, they continually are causing or creating or bringing forth a mandatory scenario where if you want to play, you're going to have to pay. And I've just gotten so frustrated with that. And then the greatest frustration of late that I'm having with iRacing is their AI module. I foolishly thought that when they were going to launch AI, that they were going to do what other racing sims in the world do with their AI, and that is that all of the content that you own was going to be in AI. For example, behind me, you're watching Automobilista 2, a race at Interlagos, historic 1976 that I was doing, driving a Gen 1 F1 car that I just recently discovered, having a great deal of fun with it, really enjoyable to race. And once you dial in your AI level, you're really having a lot of enjoyment with the game. And in Automobilista 2, I've forgotten what the car count is, how many cars they've got. It's quite a few cars, as you're aware. every one of them is AI enabled. In iRacing, they're doing the same thing with their AI that they do with their pay-to-play. They're rolling out the AI content just horribly slow. And here you are, you've got all this content and all of this old content. I'm struggling for the word to say, or legacy, I guess, is legacy content. And the hope was that that legacy content, especially as a long-term user of iRacing, and I have got a considerable amount of legacy content, was going to go into AI, and that the tracks were going to go into AI, that the road tracks, the short tracks, the long tracks, and all of that. But no. Instead, they're once again using AI and their business methodology of, if you want to play, you have to pay. So the cars that they're enabling in AI, they're doing it just horribly slow, and the tracks are horribly slow. We've had AI racing now for module for at least 6 months, maybe 9 months, and the content that's available in that AI is just a tiny portion compared to all of the content and to all of the tracks that are actually available in AI. In iRacing and for their series. And I just fed up. I just reached the point where this is ridiculous. And so I just ran the first month of the current season. And I said, do I really want to continue to stay as a member in iRacing when my motivation for doing so is really to be able to, as with any sim, as with Assetto Corsa, as with the Race Room, as with Project Cars 2, Project Cars 3 is a flop. No, I don't even think anybody's bought it. AMS2 especially, Auto Ballista 2, when you get that sim racing game, all of the content is AI enabled. Anyway, my choice is what I've opted to do personally, because I'm just fed up, right? I keep saying that. I'm just fed up with the costs of iRacing. I'm just gonna wait, wait until the AI content is of a quantity that makes it worth my $15 a month to do iRacing. It's just sad that we don't have the legacy cars in iRacing, and it's just sad that we don't have the tracks. It's a complete letdown. And dare I say that the way that iRacing is rolling out their AI, which they're doing, which I should have known, in a manner to force you, the AI member, to spend money just to be able to have a car that you don't previously own. You have to buy it in order to do the AI module. Now, they're slowly rolling out some of the legacy content, but not fast enough for myself. Anyway, that's my vent for the day. So I'll just wait, and when they finally have an AI module that is populated with significant amount of content, both cars and tracks, then I'll sign up again for give them my 15 bucks a month. But until then, I got AMS2. And let me tell you, the more I play AMS2, it's just become my go-to sim. It just has. Hey, this is Sim Racer. May all of your sim racing pursuits be great, be good. May they be enjoyable. And thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And we'll see you next time. Have fun. Take care. Bye-bye.